Well, hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper. Sorry, my volume was down. Anyway, welcome to Stamping Through My Stash. Yesterday I had issues with technology and I thought it was just a glitch on the end of Spinicam, but today it was the same problem and I'm so happy to say that I figured it out. So it's really amazing. I am definitely not a tech genius, but sometimes you just can't give up. And I figured it out and I'm so pleased. So I'm going to make this video right away. So let's take a look. First of all, I'm using this. I don't know if any of you guys remember this. It was a package of cardstock we got, and I do believe it was from the 35th anniversary Stampin' Up. And it's 5x7 white cardstock. And at the time, we thought maybe Stampin' Up was starting something new and going to offer 5x7 cards. But no, that hasn't happened. But I thought I'm going to use this because I want to show you this fantastic stamp set. So this one is great. It's just images, which means it's great in all the markets and you can add your own words. And then I wanted to show you something. So I have already taken it out. So this is how the case comes. And then here you see the images that are right. They're printed on the label. But the idea is the stamp set comes this way. It's got this thin piece of plastic. Now what you can do, and I think I am going to do this just because it's easy, is I'm going to lay this down. I'm going to ink it up, and then that way I don't have to take them all off the blocks right away. Tap, 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 tap. Then I'm going to lay this on top. Then I'm going to get a big block. And now I'm going to give it a nice press. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, time for the big reveal. There we go. So the nice thing about this, if you don't like, it doesn't matter so much with images that they're upside down, but sometimes with words you don't want to read them backwards. Then you can tuck this in the other side here underneath. So you just open up your case and then it does this, and then underneath the label here you could put that in there, and then you know right away which stamp sets you have. Now we're going to clean this off for a minute, and let me see. I keep my chamois in a little bag like this, and then it stays nice and moist, because if you forget it on your desk, it will turn into a hard thing like cardboard, but then you could just make it wet again. Okay, are you ready for your next tip? I thought this was quite brilliant. I love this embossing folder, this one. I forget what it's called, something about dots, but it reminds me of my ring. See that? With the circles. This is from the province of Zeeland in Holland, and that's what they wore for jewelry and for the buttons. And it was part of what's called klederdracht, which was their local costume, and this is what people would wear to church. And during the week they had a different one. Now I've lost something. I had a piece of paper I wanted to show you. Ah, there it is. So if you take the largest stitched circle die, and I had the extra part of it, it is really truly amazing to me how pieces can go missing. Oh, it fell on the floor. Because you know what? You want to save this for something else. But take a look. If you open up your embossing folder and then you lay it in here so that it matches up with the circle. Let's get it straight here. Close it up. See how nicely that lines up? And then I've already done it with the magic of technology. And so this is going to go on another layer like that. We're going to make layers of white, and then it's going to go on this card. But before we do that, well, of course, I've already shown you all the images. I want to take the church image. So then you peel it off the back sheet. Once all the images are off, you want to keep this skinny one. Look, then you're going to put them back in here, except this one I'm going to put on a block. So this one is going to go on a block. Perfect. The other ones are all going to go in the case. And then this one even has a little snowman in front of it. Cute little tree, a tiny little tree. These little tiny stamps are great for decorating tags. These are little snowflakes on a string instead of Christmas lights. You can make a whole beautiful village. My friend Berdine Weideveld has made a bunch of cards with this beautiful set, and she's really inspired me. She does great work. So many people do great work, but Berdine is really close to my heart too. Okay, so we're going to save this piece, this thick acetate piece. You can save to make for window sheets, for shaker cards, for see-through cards, peekaboo cards, all kinds of things. And then this skinny piece you're going to lay over top. So we're just going to close that for a minute. So we've done all the stamping. Those are the images. We did them all at once. So now I'm going to take these two pieces, and I could sketch a little, like trace a little circle in there with pencil, but I don't really want to. So I'm going to see if I can eyeball this. So we're going to ink up our church. And I'm just going to see, I think I can get it right in the hole if I just move the circle there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see how I did. Oh yeah, oh, look at that though. I got black on my, oh, I don't know if I can sand that off. You know what? I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it. I don't know how I did it, but ink sometimes gets in the places that it shouldn't. Well, you know what? I am not going to leave it. Who's kidding who? You know what I'm going to do? I am going to just do this one. And then on this one, we're going to blend it. We're going to cover it with some ink. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so I did another one. So now we have a perfect thing. But before I do that, I have my little tree. We're going to add another little tree to the other side. And I'm thinking everything else is black. Should I do this one in brown? Yeah, I'm going to do it in brown. Pecan pie. There. And now we're going to do a little bit of coloring. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And we're going to use the fine tip. This is Granny Apple Green Light. And I'm just going to stipple. There. And I'm going to do the same thing with the bow because it's so tiny. So I'm just going to do a tiny little stipple. There. And I don't want that green so green. But I do have crumb cake. I want to do the, let's see, dark crumb cake, light crumb cake. I'm going to do, I'm just going to keep this super simple. And then you can add Wink of Stella to the snow to give it some sparkle. The trick with blends is that you don't need to press at all. You can use the two shades together, but you can also keep it simple and just do one. And what's really nice about it is that the color is so lovely and it just spreads so nicely that you don't have to worry about it. Now, I'm thinking about doing the doors in dark crumb cake. I'm hoping I don't regret that. No, that's okay. The doors can be dark crumb cake. And we'll just do the steps the same. There we go. And, oh, I kind of wanted to add pool party in there. You know what? We're going to do it. I've got light pool party here. You know what? Why not the steeple? purple as well. I can do whatever I want. Okay, now you could add a touch of yellow to the windows if you wanted to. I'm going to take the pool party ink and this dotted stamp, but I want it to be really light, so I'm inking it up and I'm stamping it off firmly. And I'm just going to go like so. It's very light. You know what? That's almost too light. I'm going to stamp off lightly. Oh, it's super light. Okay, I might have to just stamp very. Well, it's darker than I thought, but stamping off didn't work. So that will show in the circle. Okay, now we're just going to color the green. And what do I have here? That's dark pecan pie. I really want light pecan pie. Oh, there it is. I've got it. My tree maybe should have been stamped in black. I see that now. But here, it really does kind of just stick out. Now I'm just doing little stipples here. And maybe, okay, the tree I don't want in Granny Apple Green. I'm going to go for Old Olive. Well, maybe my brown tree won't look so bad after I should have just done it black. Silly. But you know what? That's how you know. We're going to come up with an embellishment opportunity. Here's the Old Olive. And I'm just going to go a little bit dark in here, a little stipple. And then with the light, just stippling around. There. And that tree, I have an idea. I am going to stamp this tree on a piece of white, and I'm going to cut it out. I'm looking for a scrap. You know, when you want a scrap, there's never, oh, no, I got to find a scrap. All right, found a scrap. We're going to stamp the tree in black, and then we'll color. Good morning. Like so. And we're going to color it, and then I might just, we'll see what we do. But we're going to fix this. There's always a way. Well, not always. Sometimes the way is what one of my teachers called the cylindrical file, which is, of course, the garbage can. I was talking to someone at a workshop in Oudijk or Oostdijk in Zeeland, and I was, you know, I am always filled with such admiration for other people's cards, and I think that's a healthy thing. And she said, you know what, all cards are nice. And I said, well, that's not really true. She says, no, but the ones that aren't nice, you don't see them. We throw those in the garbage. I said, that's true. We share the ones. Sometimes I'll share one just to show other people that I still mess up. Okay. There's no such thing as perfection, people. And perfection is a hard taskmaster, and it stops us from succeeding. Okay, so we're going to just cut out this tree because there are no dies for this. But you know what? Scissors work just fine. I always tell people to assess carefully for dies. When there's intricate dies involved, and it saves you time or it gives you something you can't do with scissors, then it's the investment that's worth it. Because dies are expensive, but you know what? You're worth it. So whatever you decide is worth it is good. There. And I'm just kind of following the lines here. And we will have our embellishment opportunity. So here's my tree. I'm covering up that horrid, see, look how nice that is. See, now you're thinking, well, that tree's kind of big. But look how nice that is. Oh, yes. Happy Jackie. This is awesome. Okay, we could even pop it up, but no, we're not going to do that. I'm going to put this on, cover up the brown. So you know what? The key is there. When you're stamping your images, keep them all in the same ink color. There. That even creates a bit of perspective. Now, Well, maybe I could do it later. I'll do it later. So now we're going to lay this on. Now this card is European size, but if you're making it in Canada, it would be 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. This one is 14.85 by 21, scored at 10.5. And then this is 10 centimeters by 14.35. And then this one is just 2 millimeters smaller. Okay. All right, let's put that down. But yeah, I think I forgot to mention that the stamping through my stash is something that you do because your stamp sets and your dies have a 3-month warranty. So you want to make sure that they are the way you want them to be. This is only like 2 millimeters smaller. So I think this is like, this white panel would have been 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then this one is 4 by 5 1/4. And we could pop this up or you could leave it flat. Either way is fine. If you pop it, you know, the popping is quite nice. Okay, we're going to do the popping. And we do that with something that stampers call dimensionals because they give dimension. It's a thin foam layer and it has an adhesive backing that comes out. And once you get addicted to these little guys, you can never be a secret stamper because there will always, always, always be one of these backings will be somewhere in your house, in the bathroom floor, the most unexpected places, in your car. Sometimes one falls down your shirt, and when you get undressed at night, a little dimensional falls off onto the bedroom floor. It's kind of funny. It always makes me smile. But yeah, when you're in a hobby, you do end up with your own kind of language. You use words that other people don't really know. And so every once in a while, I remember to describe them so that you guys know. Okay. That would be a good engagement post to ask people what word confounded them the most when they first started stamping. So, you know, this could be a Christmas card, but it could also be a sympathy card in the winter. It could also be thinking of you. So I think I might just leave it just the way it is. I'm going to see if I can find Wink of Stella. So Wink of Stella is a product, it's a glitter pen. So it will add just a nice little bit of glitter to the snow on the roof of the church and in front of the church. But super cute. I hope that I'll show you the Wink of Stella. I hope that you enjoyed this stamping through my stash. The other thing about stamping through my stash is once you ink up your stamps and use them, you will be motivated. You're going to get excited about what you bought and you'll use it rather than just let it collect dust. Okay, let me find the Wink of Stella. The other thing you need to know about Wink of Stella is that you need to shake it. Listen, you hear that rattle? There's a little ball in there that keeps the churns up. You want the glitter is kind of floating in there and you want that to come out. Oh, that's not. The heck? Gotta do it that way. There we go. Wasn't sure what I was doing there. It's been a little while. And sometimes you have to give it a little squeeze to get it running. And the thing about Wink of Stella is that it doesn't show up well on a video. So you're just going to have to take my word for it. I'm putting a little bit on the tree too. There. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for visiting my channel. If you enjoy my content, please share because that really helps me. Give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Tell me where you're from. It's always so nice. It really, when you do a lot of online work, then that is your community. You guys are my friends. I mean, that might sound pathetic, but you do build a relationship with the people who follow you. And I would love to know your name and where you're from. I'm not going to hound you. Don't you worry. That's not how I run. But I hope you have a great day. Bye.